Hello again, Dominic Friend, and welcome to another video. And this one's going to be something video game related. But before I start, I just want to say, I hope you're all having a good day, or hope you're all having a good Bank Holiday Monday. And if you're not celebrating Bank Holiday Monday or whatever, hope you're all having a good day. Now you might think of why I'm uploading on Monday. The reason being is originally I was going to upload tomorrow, being Tuesday, but I thought, well, I want to do a video on Monday, so that's why. So, today obviously being Monday, you'll be getting a video today, and tomorrow as well, which will be interesting. So this week you'll be getting content today being Monday, tomorrow Tuesday, Friday and Saturday, so I hope you all enjoy that. I did write in my previous video a comment that's to let you know that I'll be making 4 videos this week, so today Monday, tomorrow Tuesday, Friday and Saturday. So I just want to say I hope you look forward to that. So anyway, this is video game related, and this is going to be about my thoughts, or me give my thoughts about PS2 Classics on PlayStation 4. Now, for those who might not really know, might not really care, PS2 Classics on PS4. Sony, back in November 2015, announced that PlayStation 2 games were going to be re-released digitally on the PlayStation 4 with trophy support and full 1080p HD, which is pretty good to hear that. I think it was a good thing. And they came out early December 2015 with really not that much fanfare. You know, the thing with it was that Sony just quietly released it without really anyone knowing. And when the news came out, there was a kind of mixed opinions on it, because you couldn't use your actual discs, whereas Microsoft for the Xbox One, you could use your Xbox 360 games on there, or your digital Xbox 360 games, you could play them on the Xbox One. And same with Nintendo with the Wii U, as you could purchase virtual console games, but you could also use your physical Wii games, you know what I mean? And my thought about it was, I didn't think it was good, but I remember thinking afterwards, I thought, you know, PS2 Classics on PS4, you know, I think this is a really, really good idea. And it got me really excited, because all 3 companies were giving, you know, consumers their own backwards compatibility, which is a good thing. Now, my thoughts about it is, I think it was good to see Sony do that, because it entices consumers to that platform. Since there are lots of great PS2 games, you know, that are on the PlayStation 4, you know what I mean, and that's a thing I like about that. But the problem with it is, even though it's been out for over a year and a half, 2 years this December, there aren't a lot of games on there that people really, really want. You know, I think there's a good amount on there, but I think there are some that makes you think, wow, that should really be on there. And I think one company that should really release their catalogue from the PS2 and the PS4 is Sega. And the reason being was because of the fact that they released a ton of great stuff on the PlayStation 2 when they discontinued Dreamcast and became a third party. And they released a lot of great stuff on the PS2, the Xbox and the GameCube. But the games that they released on PlayStation 2 were really, really good. You know, the ones that I liked was that there were so many Sega collections on there that are well worth playing. So much great stuff. And it's nice to play those old classics on the PlayStation 2, you know what I mean, if you never played them. And the reason being is because those old collections are really, really cheap. You know, the disc copies in stores and stuff, which is a nice thing. And I'd love to see some of those, you know, re-released, you know, in HD and stuff, on PlayStation 4. And the thing is, a lot of people will buy those old collections because Sega games, you know, Sega collections overall, are really, really amazing to play. They just are amazing. I mean, they're pretty cool. And I think even like Crazy Taxi, even though a lot of people do prefer the Dreamcast version, I prefer the Dreamcast version, but I don't mind playing them on other consoles. And if they re-release the PS2 version of Crazy Taxi on PlayStation 4, I'll be there day one, Sega. You know, that'd be really, really cool to do. Because again, there's so much that they could do, and I think even other companies, you know what I mean? And if they do that, it might make the PlayStation 4 a lot more enticing, thinking, wow, you know, Microsoft is doing well with their backwards compatibility, Sony's doing well with their backwards compatibility. I need to buy these games, you know what I mean? And it'll make it a lot more enticing. Now we all know that obviously that Microsoft is obviously going to be doing original Xbox compatibility on the Xbox One since it was announced at E3 this year, and that makes it a lot more interesting. And when Microsoft announced that, I remember thinking and thought, I wonder if Sega's going to announce I wonder if Sony's going to announce PS1 Classics on PS4, which would be another thing I'd love to see as well. Because again, it makes it a lot more enticing because you'll have the PlayStation 4 games, the PS3 games remastered on PlayStation 4, the PS2 Classics and PS1 Classics, and again, it might make it a lot more enticing to play. It really, really will. Now, just like the Xbox 360 games on the Xbox One, the PS2 games are actually emulated, just like with the ones, just like with the Xbox backwards compatibility program. So it's not actually playing off the hardware; it's emulated, which doesn't really bother me. You know what I mean? As long as the games are on there, I'll be glad to see that. The problem with it is emulation or backwards compatibility emulated can be really, really limited, and that is a bit of a problem with it, because Sony needs to go to these companies and say to them, so look, you know, we want these games that you made for us on PS2 on PS4. Would you like to see it happen? And that would be great to see, you know what I mean? Even like the Crash Bandicoot games, you know, Crash Bandicoot came back a few months ago, bringing back, you know what I mean? Well, sorry, last month. You know, bringing back on, you know, from the PS2 games, that'd be really, really cool to see. And if you do that, it will make it a lot more enticing for a lot of people. You know, especially a lot of the younger, you know, a lot of like children and stuff, or younger generation who may have never experienced them, or they may have wanted to play them. You know what I mean? And it might entice people, or even the older generation thinking, "Wow, you know, these PS2, these Crash Bandicoot games on PS2 are being re-released on PlayStation 4. I'm gonna get a PlayStation 4 just to play these Crash games." You know, and it entices people. Now, I know one thing is that a lot of people have complained about the prices of the games, because like, you know, £8, £9, £10, which isn't bad, you know what I mean? I know a lot of people might think, oh, it's bad and stuff, but if you think about like the virtual console, you know what I mean? It's the same thing where you pay money to play a game. It's the same thing, and so many people bash on that, but they support the virtual console. I've never understood that. I really, really haven't. The reason why, again, it's a good idea is because it entices people who've never played these games. You know what I mean? They might not want to buy a PlayStation 2, even though it's a lot cheaper. But to give the option, you know, to give the choice is a nice thing. It helps so much. You know, if people are able to praise Xbox 360 compatibility and the Xbox One, why can't they do the same with the PS2 and PS4? You know what I mean? But the thing is, if PS1 Classics are ever announced for PS4, those people who are hating on the PS2 Classics will probably say, wow, that's amazing, this is really, really good. And those people will be questioned, okay, well, weren't you the same people that were that were annoyed about PS2 Classics on PS4? You know, it doesn't make sense. You know, it's nice to give people the option to play these games, and that's why, you know, it makes it a lot more enticing, especially during the sales and stuff. You think, wow, you know, Grand Theft Auto 3 is on offer, I'm going to buy it, you know what I mean? Or it's on sale or whatever. It makes it a lot more enticing, you know, to play these games. You know, there's so many games people have probably purchased 2 or 3 or even 4 times. As long as it's a game that you enjoy to play, it doesn't matter. It really, really doesn't matter. As long as you're having fun, as long as you are having fun, that's the only thing that matters. It really, really does. You know what I mean? Just enjoy the game, and you know that's the thing. It builds up your library. It's, you know, of the games you want to play. It really, really does. And it makes it a lot more enticing because Microsoft, as I just said, they have their backwards compatibility, and Sony has their backwards compatibility. Currently, Nintendo doesn't have that with the Switch. They don't have the Virtual Console. But once it happens, it'll give people a choice. Wow, I'm playing Game Boy Advance on the Switch. I'm playing these old PS2 games on the PS4. I'm playing these original Xbox games on the Xbox One when it happens. I'm playing Xbox 360 and Xbox One. It gives people a chance to play these games. It really, really does. And that's what makes it a lot more interesting and enticing. Give people the offer or option to play it. You might think it's old games. I don't want to play old games. there are people out there that will, you know what I mean? Some of those PS2 games on the PS4 are actually pretty cool. I think they really, really are. And I think sometime, you know, I might, get one of them one of these days, you know what I mean? Or another one, you know what I mean? That's just the way it goes. So I think overall, it's a good idea, and I hope that Sony, you know, gets in contact with these companies and builds up the library. You know what I mean? As long as they do that and make it a lot more enticing, it will make it a lot more interesting to consumers who want to play these games. So, yeah, that's really it. That's what it is. So I just want to say, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and my next video will be uploaded tomorrow. But before I finish, I just want to say, I just want to ask that I'd love to know what your thoughts about, you know, what are your thoughts about PS2 Classics on PlayStation 4? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's a bad idea? Would you like to see the library grow? Which games would you like to see happen? You know what I mean? I'd love to know what your thoughts about that are. So I just want to say, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all later tomorrow. See ya. Bye.